This is the fatherhood experience. Turn it up, cause tonight you'll learn how to leave behind the average dad life. This the fatherhood experience. It's time to lead my family and become the father figure I deserve to be. The fatherhood experience.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Fatherhood Experience, where we help dads leave the average dad life behind and become the ultimate role models their family deserves and the most elite version of themselves. We're your hosts, Jason Priest and Zach Smith, and we have an awesome episode for you guys today. It's going to probably make you think. It's going to make you really, really dig down deep. And so before I dive in, before we share that value with you, and we're going to keep this one short today. We know it's a holiday. We want to get in your ear, though, today and give you some momentum and some thoughts for the week, okay? So with that being said, we want to give a big shout out to all of our loyal listeners. We got a lot of you guys reaching out all the time, telling us how much you love the podcast, how much you love the value that we're bringing to you every week. We're here for you guys, man. We love you guys. We appreciate your support, and you are the reason we show up every week. If we didn't have a following, we didn't have anybody listening to the damn show, we would not be showing up every week. But we know you guys are getting value. And so the one thing that we ask of you is just share the show with somebody in your life that you think it would help improve their life as well. Another man, another dad, another father who you know could get some nuggets in their life right now and help benefit them to becoming the healthiest and most elite version of themselves. So today we are going to talk about excuses versus confidence. Which one do you want? Do you want to continue to make excuses, or do you want to start building confidence? Because we're going to break down for you the simplest way to building confidence. Everybody thinks confidence is on the outside. It all starts on the inside. And so, Zach, what's up, my man? I'm excited for this episode because this is one of our most passionate topics, and we even hit on it some in our class last night in the fatherhood.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. This one's going to be short, punchy, sweet, to the point, because in reality, you can only have results or excuses. You can never, ever, ever have both at the same time. It doesn't work. They are inverse characteristics. You're an excuse maker, you're the excuse type, or you're the type to make moves, man. So how do you want to start this, dude? Because I know how I feel like I describe confidence, man. Yep. But from what is confidence to Jason Priest?
I love it, dude. That's a great question. And in summary, you know, again, when I opened the show, I talked about everybody thinking about confidence being on the outside, right? We think confidence, and I guess the most the most common definition of confidence is when you see somebody that confidence is exuding from the inside, right? Like they're healthy, they're strong, they're well-spoken, they seem like they've got their shit together, they're intelligent, they're well-kept, they carry themselves well, they seem like they're good, they're good at whatever they do in the arena that you're talking to them, whether that's in business, whether that's with their family life. Maybe you see somebody you feel is really confident at church or at the grocery store, something like that. So it's usually an external thing. But man, you know that the way that we break this down, especially when we're going into the psychology side of things, really with our private programs, is giving guys a simple path to building confidence. And it all starts with following through with the micro commitments and the promises that you make to yourself, keeping those promises. Because as soon as you start to do that, and you start to do that at a consistent rate, right? It's never going to be perfect. I'm not saying that you have to make every single promise, because I don't do that. You don't do that. We break a lot of the promises we make to ourselves. However, over the years, we've been able to minimize those. And the more that you're able to minimize those and you start following through with the promises that you make to yourself, the commitments that you make to yourself, that's what starts building internal confidence. And the only way that you're ever going to get external confidence is by building internal confidence. And so when you're sitting there telling yourself, hey, man, like right now, this episode is out on Labor Day, right? Hey, man, I'm going to go to the gym this weekend, or I'm going to go to the gym on Monday. I'm going to start. Well, it's probably Labor Day right now. Now, I would imagine there's not a lot of you guys that are going to the gym today. However, a lot of our guys in our community are definitely headed to the gym today because they've already talked about it. With that said, though, to kind of summarize building confidence, dude, it's like when you tell yourself you're going to do something, do the shit, right? One thing in my own life that I've been telling myself I'm going to do for a while is getting back into my reading. I love to read from a paperback book versus my phone because it gives me the ability to get off of social media and get away from the blue light. It gives me the ability to fill my mind with something that's beneficial for me. And so I started reading again. You know what that did to me? That increased my confidence because I followed through with the micro commit that I'd made to myself for the last few months. And so in terms of defining confidence, dude, I think it all starts from the inside and then it compounds for you to become the macro confident man that a lot of us are striving to achieve.
Yep.
So
That's
my
it.
question
That's
to
literally
you, how does Zach
Oh, okay.
Smith define confidence?
Dude, honestly, in the same way, right? So I think I mean, I guess there's three different ways, but watch. I'll wrap it up because I think that keeping promises to yourself, saying you're going to do something and actually following through with it is one way.
Mm-hmm.
Liking what you see in the mirror is another.
Yep.
And proficiency in whatever it is you're trying to achieve or accomplish is the third for me. But guess what? When you really boil it down to its simplest form, it's your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
and doing the things, like I said, that you said you're going to do. Because if you look good and you like what you see in the mirror, what did you do? You kept the promises you made to yourself.
Yeah.
Yes. So you slept, you slept well, you prioritize that, you manage your stress, the things that we harp on all the time, man. You went to the gym, and even though you didn't feel like doing it, you ate the things that were going to serve your body and your goals and whatever it is that you want to achieve. Proficiency in whatever it is you do, you took the time to go ahead and study and research and practice and fail and get better and improve until you got to the point where you were ultimately confident. So those are the three different ways that I like to define confidence. But in reality, it's literally all boils down to you keeping the promises you make to yourself. That's why this is such a short and punchy episode, right? Because the reality is everything is just a choice. But when you make the choice to serve yourself versus just lie to yourself, that's where confidence comes from. People don't realize when you lie to yourself, you stop believing in you. And when you stop believing in you, that's the exact opposite of confidence.
Yep.
Confidence is when you say you're going to do something and you are confident that you're going to do it because your track record says so.
Yes.
If you lied to me, I'd be like, well, okay, that's interesting. But if you lied to me again, I'd be like, well, this guy is a liar and I cannot trust this guy. People don't realize that if you lie to yourself once, it's like, whatever. But if you lie to yourself twice, now what?
You're creating a new pattern. You've given your subconscious mind a pattern to start to absorb, dude. And then you become an internal liar and you get further and further away from whatever it is you're trying to achieve. If it's a health and fitness goal and you keep doing it on Monday, right? Monday rolls around, you don't go to the gym. Monday rolls around, you don't start making better choices and you're eating fast food at your break on Monday and you didn't go to the gym. Well, now you've laid the foundation for the week. Which is the absolute reverse of what we do with Momentum Monday. You've laid the foundation in the week and give yourself built-in excuses for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday now because you ate fast food on Monday, you didn't go to the gym, and now what do? You tell yourself, well, I guess I'll start next Monday. And how many weeks and months and years fucking go by?
How many
in
Mondays?
My life, years went by of me doing that shit, and that's what led to me being 60 pounds overweight. And when you continuously do that, your mind, your subconscious mind now believes, okay, well, I'm a liar now. So it's going to be very, very, very easy for you to do it again because now your guard is no longer up. At first, your guard's up a little bit because it stings when you lie to yourself. Let's be honest. When you say you're going to do something and then you don't, you're like, well, fuck, man, I know I should have done it, but I'm going to do this instead, right? And that starts to eat at you a little bit. But as you lie to yourself, it gets easier and easier and easier to keep doing. And now you've created a pattern, you've created a habit, and now you're 50, 80, 100 pounds overweight because this shit compounds faster than anybody would ever believe. And so I think that it's almost like a double-edged sword because the reverse is true, right? You start, and let's get into this for a second because I know you're going to agree with me. I think this is where a lot of guys fuck up is that they don't take credit for their wins. They don't take credit for their small victories. And I think that when you're looking at the big picture in the grand scheme of things, grand scheme of life, you and I talk about this all the time. Health and fitness is a never-ending journey. And when you look at it like that, when you look at your life like that, number one, it takes a lot of pressure off your shoulders because so many of us get caught up in this. I got to get the 50 pounds off by tomorrow, right? But if you look at the macro scale here and you say, look, I want to lose 50 pounds and I'm going to lose 50 pounds. And I know that if I get up every single day and I get a little bit better and a little bit better, the compounding effect is going to happen. One day out of the 4 or 5, it might be a total destruction of a day. And I completely threw in the towel. I ate multiple fast food and I fucked up. But if you can get back on track, which is where the wins come in, you will get back on track and be on the path to a continued success. If you self-sabotage, like we talked about last night in our class, and you self-sabotage and let those couple of fuck-ups turn back into, well, I'm just going to do it next week again, Well, now you're in your vicious cycle again. And I think that's where a lot of guys go wrong is they don't take credit for their small victories. When you're starting a health journey, you're expecting perfection. You're expecting, okay, if I'm going to make these changes and I'm going to work out and I'm going to eat healthy, all the weight should just magically come off because now I'm doing what I need to be doing. So many people get caught up in this immediate gratification, which we've discussed before. But I think that documenting and tracking your wins, which like you love to say, anything that can be tracked can be improved, right? For me, if I'm taking credit for my victories every day and reflecting on my day at the end and saying, you know what, these are my wins for the day. And even though the day was pretty shitty, like these are my wins and I'm going to get up tomorrow and I'm going to go 1% better tomorrow. And I'm going to stack up some more wins and tomorrow is going to be a better day. That's the mentality that so many people seem to just can't grasp.
Yeah, well, it's the all or nothing mentality, really, is what it is, right? It's the perfectionist approach. And we all know, I've said this many times in the past, that perfectionism is just an excuse to actually do what needs to be done to become who you want to be or accomplish what you want to accomplish. And I'm speaking from firsthand experience because that used to be me. Well, if my life couldn't be, if I couldn't go from fat boy to fit guy, like overnight, by means of everything I covered. Yeah, exactly. Overnight, like all of a sudden, like my nutrition's dialed in, sleep, stress, all the stuff that I just said. Then I'm just like, screw it, whatever. Let's just go another day and just drink whatever. I'll start later. It's nonsense, man. You do got to focus on the wins. You do got to focus on the micro commitments that you're talking about. You got to start one step at a time, regardless if it's a tiny step or a huge leap. It doesn't matter. You just have to focus on the win and make sure that whatever direction you're going in is in the right one. That's literally all it is. A lot of guys here try to get in great shape, but they don't make all the greatest choices, which is why they got into that position in the first place. And guess what? We're all susceptible to it. Just like you were overweight, so was I. We all know this by now. You just got to make moves in the right direction and understand that you have to prioritize progress over perfection. Most guys will have 90% of the day go perfect, but that one little mess up that they did, that 10%, they're just like, oh my gosh, no, why did I do that for? I shouldn't have ate that cookie. Now I'm going to eat a cake. Forget it. You know what? I ate the cake. Let's go to McDonald's. Screw it. Why not? Yeah. Whatever. I ruined the whole day anyways. No, focus on stacking more wins than losses. And when I now obviously you can have 9 wins, but if they're micro wins versus one huge loss, obviously it's going to be a net loss. So don't take that out of context. All right. You just got to make sure that you're stacking more net wins versus net losses and focus on the progress that you've made and how far you've come versus the things that you didn't do perfectly. Because if we did that ourselves, Jason, we'd both be fat again. Yeah. Because we're not perfect. No, we are just not anywhere close. Human beings. Yeah. We are just human beings, man. Most guys don't realize that all of this stuff, literally everything in life starts with a decision in the mind. It starts with fixing the mindset. Then it reflects in the body, which is liking what you see in the mirror, right? Keeping the promise you make to yourself, the micro commitments, that's in the brain. That's the choice. Liking what you see in the mirror reflects in your, with your body. Then it radiates everywhere else in life. That's when people say, oh, wow, that's just a confident guy. He must be born confident. No, it's because of the decisions that he made. And everything else, if we want to define excuses, is just everything else.
Yep.
Period. That's it.
No, I can't agree with you more, man. And to be honest with you, I think that, we can summarize this like this, dude. If you and I both reverse engineered our fitness journeys, we both took it, went back in time and really reverse engineered it, dude. Like what we described in the podcast today in this show is literally the step-by-step process in doing that. Because if you and I go back and we really look at the way that we got to where we are at today, it's one step at a time. It's not the quick fix. It's not the 6 weeks to six-pack abs. It's the sum of the decisions we're making on a day-to-day basis that equal the macro of what we've achieved now. And so, dude, I love this. Look, if you guys got value out of today's episode, share the show. Do us that one favor and share the show. We know this was a short one for you. We wanted to give you maximum value and minimal time on this holiday. Go out, enjoy your Labor Day, spend time with family, spend time with friends, and get ready to crush it the rest of the week. And if you need help, here's my shameless plug. We just launched our brand new program called the Fit Father Accelerator. Go over to fitfatheraccelerator.com. Come join us from now until September 15th. You get 20% off the lifetime of your membership. Go check that out again, fitfatheraccelerator.com. Or you can always send us a message over on Instagram, which is at the Fatherhood Experience, as I've said on the show many times. Communicate with us. Get in our world. If you want more of value like this, you want more education, you want more mindset training like this, get in our world. Let us help you become the fit father you know you're capable of becoming. And we'll see you in the next episode. you.